Thanks for tuning in. We're Julie and Dana, two moms navigating marriage and motherhood. But this is definitely not your mom's podcast.
This is Trevor the Hot PA.
That's going to be your new role play.
Also known as my husband. Meow, meow.
Okay, debt. I feel like most people are living, though, in massive debt.
Well, true. I guess, lots, though. Or the wife or the husband doesn't know how much debt they're in.
Yeah, that's weird to me. I don't understand. I feel like
private financials or something?
Yeah.
Me either.
I don't get it.
Do you have friends, though, that have, their own bank accounts and stuff like that?
Okay, so me and John have our own bank accounts, and then we have a joint account.
Well, I do, too, but there's a
everything's
joint,
kind of a flow.
Yeah. There's not this is my money and this is your money, which is okay, I guess, if you want to do that. But what's the big secret here?
No, but you know what I find weirder than that? The people who hide the money. They have to
too.
Oh, I've been stashing away this money so I can do this. I would just be I'm doing this. And then if sometimes he's you're crazy. You can't do that right now. Or but I'm a spender and He's not great. I mean, we're both spenders, but I'm definitely more of a spender. He could definitely be more reserved.
Because you're the more live in the moment type person.
Yeah. But he's also not hardcore we need to save every dollar.
Right.
But he would definitely feel more comfortable.
That's because you beat that out of him little by little. I'm just kidding.
Probably.
You're we're gonna die tomorrow, John. We have to do it.
Yeah, but I do think that a lot of people are living in debt. I mean, obviously we have some debt too, Yeah. I don't know how you live without debt. And we make great money.
I know.
The money we make, I'm if you would have told me 5-10 years ago we were gonna make, I'd be oh, we're gonna be living so
rich.
well.
I'll be so sad.
And now I'm
I feel more money, more problems. I seriously say that. When we were younger and I first, we were not even engaged or anything and he had Callie and stuff, I'm we had no money. We'd wait to save up for that Friday night to go out to dinner, and we'd order the least, the lowest thing so it wouldn't be as expensive, or have one drink and things like that. And now I don't even look at anything.
Yeah. No, I do need to get a little better. Because I also hate that feeling of when John lost his job during COVID, that was a really bad feeling. And that's what John always talks about. He's I never want to feel like that again. I want to feel if we lost our jobs tomorrow, we could at least survive for a decent amount of time.
No, because I feel if they lost their jobs, we'd push harder to get our OnlyFans account set up. And just
it's true. I would definitely, yeah. But I do get that.
I know,
it is a terrible feeling. It is a terrible feeling. So, and that was horrific. But I mean, I don't know. Also, I'm also not, and I think that's where my goal is right now. This year, I was I want to save a little bit where we have a good emergency fund, a really good emergency fund.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
I don't want to. I don't need to go past that. Let's not get crazy here.
Yeah, let's not get crazy.
I'm not going.
I don't like the really planner.
I don't need
people.
to die with all this money. I like
them because I need them in my life and stuff. If you're really good, tell me what you do. That's simple. But I can't be bothered with that.
I know
it's too. What's the word?
I don't know, but I feel a long time ago people would save and save and save, and then they would just die with the money, and it's that sucks.
Yeah. Unless you're the person getting the money.
Well, yeah, great for your, and they probably spent it on all the shit you wanted to do.
Rich aunt or whatever. Yeah, exactly. I need a great rich aunt, I think.
I need a rich someone in my life.
No, more money, more problems.
Yeah.
I think about it. I think about if we were more well off than we would, it would be oh, you want a nicer something, a nicer this, or you would buy more expensive this or whatever. And it's just more shit. I want to gut my house. There's so much just shit. It's
so funny though, because I'm super materialistic, I guess, if I'm being honest with myself in certain ways.
Yeah, me too, I think.
But then I'm not in certain ways either.
Too.
I can give two shits about the car I drive.
I don't care about the car I drive. I don't care about what purse I'm wearing or whatever.
Me either. Shoes, don't care. I will gladly shop at Walmart and Target. No problem.
I don't care. Even
I don't have designer or anything.
I don't think I have designer or anything either. However, I'll drop some shit down on my supplements.
Yeah, and I will want aesthetically things. I will want.
What?
I would want a variety of clothes. It doesn't have to be expensive, but I want a lot of them.
Oh, me too.
Botox.
Yeah.
I would go to if I had extra money, I would go get massages and go to a spa.
I want a Reiki session.
Yes,
whenever I want, or I want a personal tarot card person coming in and reading reading my daily thing, and then I need another person to come and do a yoga session with me, and then a massage. But then really, even if you had all the money, do we even have time for that shit? No.
I don't know. Probably not.
So.
Well, maybe because I'd have a nanny also.
Nanny. I don't have a cleaning person that comes in.
I would like a cleaning person. I also like.
I do it all.
I care about like
clean.
That kind of stuff. Or like, you know, I like to have like nice things in my house.
I think I'd like to host more things.
I would want to travel more.
Well, that too, but I mean, like, I would be like, if I had like all that extra, I'm like, everyone come over, or I'd get like an Airbnb and invite 20 of like my closest friends.
Do fun things. Like do like experiences and fun things.
Experiences, yeah, I think so too.
All right, so you want to hear something really funny?
What?
So this is so funny. So I applied to be on this like reality TV show.
When?
Your face.
You'll do good. I know it.
Wait, so, and this is the funniest story. No, I'm not gonna like get on it necessarily, but I was like, I follow this like casting ad. So, okay, bucket list item, I've always wanted to be on a game show or a reality TV show.
You would be perfect at that.
And
I have anxiety that I wouldn't know what was going on.
I saw this casting person I follow or whatever. And she posted that she was looking for people who were like super extroverted, outgoing, can talk people into things, really good at convincing people of things, like all these things. Like, and I was like, check, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my God, that looks so fun. And then she was like, well, you have to go like international for 3 to 4 weeks and you live in a house with like a bunch of people. I'm like, okay, I can't do that. That's so silly, whatever. Well, like a few days ago, I saw another ad and she was like listing all these things again. And she's like, we want like relatable. We want like moms and dads and singles and married and this and that. And I was like, why am I not like, let me just apply. It's like that's never going to happen. Weeks.
You were going to go nurse somewhere for whatever.
And it's like, I was like, it's never going to happen. Let me just apply. So whatever. So I send in the application. I say nothing to no one. Like, I don't even tell John that I applied because I'm like, this is just so funny.
This is his life.
So the next day I'm in the car and I was like, I get a text from the casting producer and she was like, we loved your video. We loved your application. Like, I want to talk to you right now. So I'm like, so John, by the way, I applied to be on this reality TV show. He's
probably like pouring like orange juice and like, what the fuck, Dana?
And the casting producer just wants to interview me real quick, so just be quiet. And he's like, oh, what? So I call
podcast, reality shows, influencer, mom, nurse. What else can I hand you right now?
I can't. So he has no clue what's going on. So I call her. She goes through like this whole interview process and asks me like a million questions like,
where are you going for this?
This is just like in home.
Oh, okay. You can just film it yourself?
Yeah. Like it's going to be live. Like I'll be on like with her, like a Zoom type thing.
You better drink your coffee and get your mind right.
Is that not the funniest thing ever?
It's going to be great.
Like I was dying laughing. I get off the phone and John's just like, his face is just like.
Oh my gosh, should I do it too? And we'll be on there together?
Right?
But then what if we're like pinned up against each other?
Like, I know.
I have to be the villain
then,
or some shit. Like I can never be the villain. Are you going to be the villain?
I don't know.
I feel like I would be good. Like I'm really good at like Catan.
You wouldn't be able, you can't go take your bath time and have alone time though. Like there's cameras.
I'd wake up like wrecked because I wouldn't have like my routine.
Yes.
I'd be like the villain.
Yes,
I would be like and have my fucking sound machine and my magnesium and everything
and
right.
You have like nothing. Like I don't get a phone the whole time. Like you're in it, in your own world. I kind of am like a little nervous.
Can we bring our gummies or something?
No, like it's.
So if you're living in that house, this brings up that point that I wanted to ask, which is like, what are your pet peeves? Like, what would drive you crazy? Like, what drives you crazy in general?
Okay.
People.
Pet peeves. I
find this fascinating because I think humans are fascinating in like the little shit that we do, you know?
I have a lot of pet peeves, I think.
I think I do too.
I get annoyed by a lot of things.
Me too.
I hate people who chew loudly with their mouth open.
I chew loudly.
Can't stand it.
I'm going to do it for you.
I never noticed you, and I usually do notice.
Gum. Because I don't drink it. I drink it. I don't chew it a lot, so like, if I do have a gum, I'm like, and so.
Oh God.
I know. I can't wait to do it for you.
Oh. I hate it. I also hate people who like love food so much that they like moan while they eat.
Freya does.
I can't. It freaks me out. It's like a weird, like a, I don't know. I just feel like the connection with the food
I
is
would
so
never
weird.
Moan over food. I don't like food that much.
My dad does it. Like he'll like be like, like, and I'm like, ugh.
So cringy. Huh?
Yeah. What else do I hate? I don't know. What do you not like?
Oh yeah. Fake as fuck people. And I'm not just talking about like generally, like when someone's like really cheesy and like, Joy, how are you?
That's a good one.
How's your family? Say hi to your mom and dad for me. It's like, what's behind that shit?
I need a little realness, yeah.
Me too. I'm like, I understand that they're just trying to be like polite and stuff, but if they're like that all the time, I'm like, something's in there and I need to find out. Like, what? Let's pull off the veil or whatever. When people don't put shit back, Like, I'll give an example, like my kitchen scissors. Like, everyone's like, the house is chaos. We're trying to get lunch ready, and someone pulls them out to like open up a package, and then like I come back and I'm rushed. It's only because I'm always rushed, and you know me, like every single minute I have something going on. And so if I have to take an extra minute because I open up the drawer and it's not there, I'm like pissed. I'm like, who didn't fucking put the scissors back? Like, I need it there. I have too much in my brain to like
we don't put anything back.
Oh, I can't live that way. I'm not a clean freak, and everything doesn't have to be perfect, but that bothers me.
Yeah, I could see that.
I don't like going to get gas. It's a complete waste of my time, but that's not a pet peeve. I rather not, like, I guess I'd pay for that service. Like, that's a
someone
service.
to go get you gas.
So because I'm always in a rush.
Okay.
I don't have time to stop for gas.
Okay.
I'm
always in a rush too, and I always am like, I'll get gas tomorrow, and then that's the worst thing I could ever do.
And I always yell at Trevor too when he returns my car with no gas, and I get in it and I'm in a rush. I'm like, motherfucker, like you left me on empty. Like, I'll call him. I'll be like, guess what you did to me? He's like, what? I'm like, you left me on E. Empty. The gas. Wait, we don't have phones like this anymore. But it was very dramatic.
We definitely don't have a hang up.
But it was like part of my act. So yeah, what else is a pet peeve? I don't know. People that walk slow, maybe.
Yeah, that's annoying.
That's annoying. People.
I definitely have them. Like, I definitely, like, things irritate me, and it depends how irritable I am. Like, sometimes, like, everything irritates me.
I was gonna say, then just your existence.
Yeah. Like,
your breathing. Like, don't breathe.
If I'm like not in the mood and like John's like up my butt, I'm like, oh my God, like I just can't.
Like, give me space.
Yes.
Don't look at me.
Yeah. Or what we talked about, cuddling. I don't cuddle like that.
You're not a cuddler?
When I'm sleeping, no.
Oh man, we just got that king bed, and
that'd be great.
We were like all slivered up in one side. I didn't even use the rest.
I like cuddling if like we're watching TV or we're just laying in bed early and like hanging out. I don't want to cuddle to fall asleep. I don't want your body
fall asleep,
heat
but in the middle of the
me.
night, I start like
not in the middle of the night. Falling asleep.
I know.
Do you fall asleep together or separate? Not where do you end up in the middle of the night. How do you fall asleep?
It's all different every single time. Every single day of my life is different. So if I had to say, like, I feel like some nights we fall asleep spooning. Sometimes we fall asleep. I'm on my back. So I'm thinking of like my wrinkles. So I'm like,
that's what I'm trying to do, is sleep on my back more.
And he gets pissed about that. And then sometimes he turns and I'm like, oh, you know, so I don't know. It's different every night. But I'm not purposely trying to fall asleep connected. I just find a nook or whatever feels good.
Yeah, I need space when I fall asleep.
Well, I need 5 billion other things when I fall asleep.
And I also...
sound machine, lights, proper pillows. I have to have
one pillow. Lights?
Well, like all the light, it has to be dark.
Oh,
like,
same.
Like I cannot, and if there's like
I even have
a weird
curtains.
ticking or something, but I have to have like a pillow underneath my knees.
How in the world would you cuddle with a pillow in between your knees, 2 behind your head?
I do. I go like this. I put it in between my knees like this.
Oh, sideways. I did that when I was pregnant a lot.
Yeah, me too, and it stayed.
Yeah.
I like it. I like the feeling of it.
So I got a cervical pillow.
What's that?
It is like, it has
sounds
a dip.
Like it's where your...
No, not like your
cervix.
Like your cervical spine, not your cervix. I got a pillow for up my vagina.
I didn't think it was going up, but I thought it might help like the vagina or something. I'm like, I need one.
No, it's for your neck. Because I was waking up with like back pain constantly.
Okay.
And it has a dip where your head goes in.
Okay.
It is the best thing ever I've ever purchased. Like, I'm not even kidding you. I don't wake up with back pain. This sounds like an ad too. I don't wake up with back pain.
Wait, what's the company? Can we get
I don't know. I don't know what the company is. But it keeps me on my back.
So you won't like roll around? You
Not
just stay
really.
On your back?
Every once in a while I will, but I would say that I used to be a side sleeper and I would call myself a back sleeper now. Oh. And I feel like I'm not waking up with a wrinkled chest. Like, you know, like when you sleep on your side, you like wake up and then your chest has like those wrinkles in it. Nope, wrinkle-free boobs for me. And my back.
Is that really important for you? Wrinkle-free boobs?
Yeah, I don't want wrinkly boobs. And I don't want a wrinkly chest.
Wait, let's also, while we're here, let's talk about like what we're doing, like our daily upkeep, like, or just weekly, like as a female, like what, like when you came in with those nails and I was like, oh, you got your nails done? You're like, no, they're just like those press-on. I'm like, I want press-on nails. What are they?
DIY queen.
I know, but
see, another where I'm not like super materialistic. Maybe because I can't be. Maybe if I was rich, I would be.
I think you're good at it though.
But like
some people aren't. Like I'm not meticulous. Are you? Like, can get into that shit?
I'm not
how
meticulous.
Come it looks good?
I just slap them on. It just looks better than nothing.
Well, like, what's your things that you do on the regular?
I really don't do a lot. I'm actually like I feel like no one believes I'm actually like pretty low maintenance. I don't go get my hair done.
Okay.
I use box dye maybe once every 2 months.
Okay.
I
don't have gray hair yet.
What?
You don't have gray hair yet.
I do have some grays. Yeah. Not a lot, but some.
Yeah.
I put those sticky nails on.
But you used to get your nails done, right? Every now and then?
So I would go through phases. Like I tended to do it when I was pregnant, which is weird. I feel like it was like I couldn't drink, I couldn't do things, I couldn't like
I have to feel special.
Yeah, I like couldn't do all these things. I was like, I need like something in my life to look forward to.
The underlying addict of me needs something.
So I used to get my nails done every week because I get like a little back massage and get my nails done, and it was great, and I felt good about myself.
Funny. I didn't want anybody to touch me when I was pregnant. I'm like, don't touch anything.
It's hard though, because like when I'm pregnant, I feel shitty about myself. I don't feel hot. Like I'm not that woman that feels like sexy pregnant. I don't feel
sexy.
There are people who feel like good pregnant.
Yeah, there are some.
And that's not me. I feel like I'm a beached whale. Yeah. I'm like a swollen, like disgusting, ginormous, like roly-poly. I just didn't feel good.
I kind of felt empowered though. Like when I'd bump into people, I'm like, excuse me. Because I was like, boom. I was like, excuse me. Or like, I just felt big and like large and in charge.
I didn't want to feel big, large, and in charge. But at least my nails look good.
Okay, like that was my downfall. Okay, you do your hair. What else?
Botox.
Yeah, but you do minimal.
Minimal. That'll probably change. And I don't know. I mean, I've been trying to work out more.
Yeah.
That's really it. What else is there? I mean, I like, when I want to look nice, I like spend a lot of time doing my hair, putting on makeup, putting on clothes. I like makeup.
Yeah, I also meant like that. Like, I feel like as time's going on, like I go through phases where like I either totally dress like I don't try. And then I go through like this phase of like, ooh, I want cute outfits. I want to do my makeup. Let me play this eyeshadow. And I'm not good. I don't even watch like videos on TikTok or anything. I just try to play with it myself. But I would definitely say my hair color costs money because I go get that done. The Botox.
You do a lot of self-care.
Yeah. And like I've done filler.
Supplements.
But I don't get my nails done. I don't like, what else is there? I don't massage. I don't.
Well, that's how I do my girl math. You know girl math?
No, what's girl math?
You don't?
No, what's girl math? Okay.
Girl math is like how girls do math with things. Like, so for example, I'll be like, John, I'm gonna get like Botox on this month. And he'll be like, are you serious? Like, that's like super expensive. Like, I don't know if we can this. I was like, look at him and I go, do you know how much people spend doing their hair? I do it myself. So you could say that that's like a $300 a month savings. So basically it's free.
I do that to charity. I'm like, I'm not someone that buys like fancy purses and has to have like freaking like really expensive shoes. And like, I'm like, I don't like everything I buy.
So the Botox is free then. Yeah. Because we could be doing that. Or like, I'll say to him, like, the other thing that's like girl mathy is like, have you ever like had something where you have to return it to, like you bought something, right?
Yeah.
And it didn't fit. You have to return it to the store and you get a store credit.
Yeah.
Well, to me, I'm like, oh, great, I have like $50 of free money now.
Yeah, I do.
But it's not like John's like, that wasn't free. Like, you spent that money at one point. And I'm like, but in my head, that money's gone, and now this money is free.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Like when I buy things on Amazon, and then like I go back and I fill it all up in the cart again with the credit that I have.
Yeah, because like you just saved so much money. Yeah. Yeah, and now I can even spend
called
extra.
Girl math, but
yeah, because guys don't tend to do it.
No, they're just always bitching that the money's going, right?
Like John would consider a return his money just coming back, and now he could use it for something else. Where I view it as like, that money was out of my head. It was gone.
It's gone. We just, I guess, need to use it.
And that's where I say I calculate everything in extra shifts. So it's like, okay, if I want Botox this month, I have to work one extra shift.
Oh, I think of the same thing when I do like my pet sitting and stuff. I'm like, in my Venmo, I'm thinking, yep, that's my Botox right there. Done. Boom.
Yep.
Do you think guys have like I know some guys definitely do self-care, but like, does John do anything like upkeep, like self-care stuff?
Nothing. I keep telling him he should get Botox.
I told you said no. Too. I'm like, just a little right here.
I know. He's like, am I fucking getting Botox?
Yeah, Trevor doesn't do anything, but he gets his hair.
Oh yeah, John gets his hair cut. Oh, and I'll always say that. I'm like, you get your hair cut like every other week, and he's like, it's like a $15 haircut
with tip.
Yeah.
I know. No, he doesn't do.
No, that's pretty much it.
But I think it's kind of nice if there.
He doesn't even like really shop. Like I'm kind of am like, go get some clothes.
I'll do that.
Treat yourself.
Too.
You deserve
I love
it,
the way
babe.
you say treat yourself. It's like sexy. We could do that for you.
Yeah, that's probably it. But I don't think either of us do a ton of that. I would say if I was to
do you
look
buy
at
his clothes or does he do it? I help Trevor sometimes. I'll be like, I think this is cute. Like,
I bought things for him for like Christmas or like whatever. But for the most part, we don't exchange gifts.
Like at Christmas?
Anytime.
Okay. We have definitely done it in the past, but I think this year was our bed.
Yeah. So I think it started with that kind of thing. Like I remember like the first year when we bought our first house, we were kind of like, let's not get each other anything. Like we just spent a ton of money, like, you know.
That's smart.
But it kind of started to be like a tradition where we do spend the money, but we don't spend it on gifts. So like our anniversary every single year, we just pick somewhere to go.
Yeah.
And that's our gift to each other.
I was gonna say same thing. We just do like a dinner and like somewhere we want to go or something like
but
that.
Like we'll go away.
Yeah.
So like that's like part of it. And for Christmas, when we do exchange, it's usually a similar thing. Like we'll get tickets to a concert or like we'll go to a show or we'll like, I mean, it was easier in New York. We would like go into the city for the night or something like that. We tend to try to do like experience gifts.
You're
more.
The experience queen. I want a shirt that says like.
That's a great shirt.
Yeah, I know.
I'm here for the experience.
I'm here for the experience or like experience queen. Yeah. Like I think you inspire me for sure, like trying to go do things because I can definitely get stuck in my routine, I think.
Yeah, and I feel like we're all gonna die, like we've spoken about.
But like, wouldn't the Buddha say like your own paradise?
Fuck the Buddha, Julie.
I keep bringing him up. Where the fuck is Zen out
I
there?
obviously don't live like the Buddha lives.
You do too. You do a lot of DIY stuff.
The Buddha was not dyeing their hair. No, none of that's Buddha.
Meaning like you're not doing what everyone else has to do to like.
Yet we are. Yet we are. We are taking our kids to dance. We are spending all the money on their weekends. We are buying them dance clothes. We are not living Buddha style.
I'm trying not to buy a lot of dance clothes.
In general, I'm just saying.
I'm like, you're growing out of it in like 6 months, so I'm not going to spend whatever on Candy Couture or what the fuck it is. I don't know.
No, but I'm just saying. I mean, I just feel like we have one life in this life to live. One life is me. In this moment.
Yeah.
I want to enjoy it.
Yeah.
I want to do all the things. And truthfully.
But I guess it depends on what you define as joy, right?
Right. Well,
like some people like to like be, that's my dog. Some people like to be like cozy on the couch and like watching movies. Like that was like their joy. And like, you're like.
That's my nightmare.
It's kind of my nightmare too.
It's my actual nightmare.
I don't think I've actually sat on this couch to watch something. Well, maybe like, I think I do it like 4 times a year.
I shouldn't say that I don't mind sitting on a couch and watching a movie or a show. I think that there is like fun in that. And I love doing it with the kids.
I have to with my kids. I make myself do it, but I die a little bit. And I like
TV. It's not that I don't like TV.
Oh, I do too, but in my bed alone and I have my little like iPad and I'm like.
My nightmare is the routine, not with the action.
Well, yeah, no one's sitting here. We have dance like every night. Like no one's sitting here on the couch.
Beyond that though, I've told you that before. Like the idea of like if the kids grow up, when the kids grow up, like being home Monday through Friday, sitting on the couch and watching our programs, like
that's like your life wasting away. No.
And that's cool that some people enjoy that. Like honestly, I wish I did almost.
Me too,
because I feel like it would be simple. Yeah.
Nice. And also like you get more I feel like, well, there's different way to bond, but like when you're at home with your family and stuff without all these distractions, like learn about like their personalities or like you get to talk more. But like you and I are more
kids
like,
are just killing each other when we're home.
I always said definitely people that go out and do things.
Being out is easier than being home for me. The kids destroy the house. They fight. I'm constantly being like, stop it. And like, it just feels stressful.
I'm nasty at home.
It feels stressful. We go out. My kids are well behaved. They enjoy it. We enjoy it. We're having fun. Like being out for me is way easier. And that started when my kids were younger. I just felt like if I got out of the house every day.
Oh yeah. That was like my main mission.
It was way better.
What are we doing today?
Yeah.
I remember Trevor would be like, there's never a morning I get to wake up and just be like, I'm going to relax today. He's like, you always have something that we're going to go out and do. And I'm like, well, why stay at home?
I know.
He's like, I don't know, Julie, to like stay in our pajamas till noon and like hang out. And I'm like, hang out? What do you mean hang out? You know, like what are we doing in that hangout?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love a free weekend, but like we need to do a little something.
I was going to say, it's not like I do that and I do enjoy the moments when we don't have anything. I'm like, oh, good. I don't have to get everyone dressed and figure out where we're going. Like I do that sometimes, but like most of the time, like, yes, like, aren't we trying to live life?
Yeah.
New experiences. You are the experience queen. Like you like to go, but I'm like, I want new experience stuff and not just traveling, like psychologically or like my goal for the year. Like I've been trying to do more weights because I'm naturally like small frame. Like I cannot hold muscle. Like, And no matter how many times people are like, you just need to eat more protein. I'm like, I try or something. And like, so anyway, that's a new experience. Like I used to just do like bar and yoga and Pilates and like cardio kind of stuff. And then Trevor challenged me. He was like, why don't you just try weights? I'm like, I don't want to. But then I have. So anyway, it's like new experiences all the time. Yeah. Like, or I'm going to get into like tarot this time. Yeah. I'm going to try to do more like guided meditation. Yeah, hobbies and things like that.
No, I'm addicted to that.
Like I like my hobbies. Pole fitness and stuff.
I like hobbies. I tend to hyperfixate on them for a little while and then be done with them.
I think everyone does.
Yeah.
Which is why like nothing ever really sticks.
But like I wish something would. Like I always say like I wish that I would stick with something to get real. Like I feel like I'm very good at a lot of things, but I'm not incredible or talented in one thing.
That's what my mom used to always say about herself. She's like, I tried all these things when I was younger, but nothing ever like, but guess what? She's like fucking amazing with people. Yes. She's magnetic when she walks in. And I think the same thing about you. When you walk in, like you have a great voice. You're like, social is why you're going to be on this like reality show or whatever.
I'm not going to be on it.
TikTok is like booming. And so you did that really well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when you put your mind to something, I think, you know, obviously you're doing.
I know that's what John says. He gets scared when I put my mind to something because he's like, what she puts her mind to, she ends up getting.
Yeah. That's great though.
Which is great and not great.
I think that I definitely can focus on something. I'm a master at like hyper focusing.
You are. You're really good at that.
And I can juggle a shit ton of stuff at one time, but I'm not sure that's successful.
But like, you get good at things.
Like what?
I don't know. I feel like you're like really good at dancing. Like you stuck to it.
Yeah.
Right. But you stuck to it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like
you've stuck to things where you like become very good at it. Like
that's true.
I danced for like most of my childhood, but then like I dropped it when I was like getting good or like, I mean, I can think of a million things. I did like softball and then I was getting really good and I was like,
I like that though too, because I feel like then you have a lot more things under your belt, like a lot of more experiences with, you dabbled in a little bit of this is that. And I think when you allow your children or you yourself to keep hobbies and not make your child do football from when they're 2 years old to college and put all this pressure on them to be the best football player too. Like, it's like, well, now they're like well-rounded. I'm not saying that that's not a way to go, but like, I don't know. I think it's kind of cool to be able to like dabble in a bunch of different things. I just think it's cool
to be able to be good at something that you can use. Like, okay, I had this friend.
How do we know it's what we're going to use now or then? Or
you might not. You might not.
Okay.
But like to have that opportunity. So like I had this friend I used to waitress with. And she was just like really talented. Like she was one of those people who she could sing. Yeah. She actually sang in John's band for a while.
Wow.
She was like a great singer. Yeah. She was incredible with like drawing. Like I'm like real drawing. Like she drew my face and like she, you know, like it looked beautiful. She was super flexible. She did like she could like lift her leg. Like I was just like, wow. And like there was times where like she would use these things like as a gift, you know, like I was always like, wow, you could like make money the way you do. Like you can make money off of some of your talents, which is cool.
Or your passions. Or
not that you have to, but like it's good to have in your back pocket if you ever needed to. You know what I mean? Like that's cool that you can like paint and sell a painting for hundreds of dollars. Like if you ever needed to bust out some paintings and stuff, like you could.
You could too. I want to see your artwork.
Oh my God, no. Like that's one area I've never been okay at. Like I'm not even okay.
You should consider doing like ASMR because you have a great voice.
Ew.
No, and you'll get to do the lip smacking stuff like
that. I couldn't do that. That's disgusting. I hate ASMR.
You do?
That's a pet peeve of mine. I don't want to hear any of that shit loud.
I don't hear that.
No, I don't want you breathing on me behind me, so why do I want to listen to it?
I don't like all the other ones. I like the ones where they're doing my face and hair. And she like makes that soapy sound, like where it like,
oh my God.
Or the brushing sound with a wooden brush.
I know. Violet and Lily love ASMR. It makes me want to throw up. The only type of ASMR I can handle is like tapping.
Well, that drives me crazy. Like,
I'm just saying.
Like,
you know, like on like they get a package and they tap on it or something.
So I like fake nails because I think they sound really good when you like
I can handle.
Clickety-clack on stuff.
That I can handle.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear your mouth moving with every talk. I don't want to hear your lips smacking. I don't want to hear you breathing. Ugh, gives me chills in my vagina.
You know, I think it's funny is when people like breathe heavy when they're just sitting there. Like,
it's disgusting. Like, have you ever seen a picture of what a mouth breather's facial features look like?
What do you mean? No. Is this like some study? Or
yeah, like, so people who are mouth breathers who like never, I'm not talking like occasional, like I'm talking like they can't breathe through their, like, you know, like they can't breathe through their nose.
Yeah.
Their jawline actually usually pushes back and they have a small chin.
It's true. When I've seen the people that breathe hard, they're usually like working on some sort of craft and they're like doing something and they're like,
yes. They usually have no like, chin and jaw.
I'm a weirdo. I'm like watching them. I'm like, I think people that do that are, it's like, it's peculiar, right?
Yeah.
Like, why are they?
I think so. Anything with like the mouth and sounds.
How about when like someone's telling a story?
Even like porn, right? Like no one needs to hear like slappity slaps.
Ooh, it's gross, right?
That's
all
gross.
Those sounds
or
are
like
all
those
gross
sounds, like the wet.
Yeah, me too. I don't all the bodily fluid sounds are
I don't want to hear
gross.
fluid.
No, I think people like that though.
Of course, there's definitely people who like it. Probably the weird ASMR people.
Well, I like ASMR, but I do not want the fluidy sounds and the smacking and stuff.
Oh God, it's so gross.
It's gross. But I think it's funny when people like tell a story and the other person that's listening to it, like you start with saying like, oh my God, didn't just start with that.
Oh my God, we were.
And they like start doing that with their mouth. They're like.
I noticed a lot of moms do it with their kids.
Yeah, or like when you're feeding them, you're like.
Yeah.
I think that's so funny
also,
to me.
like, I can't do my mascara. I think this is normal, but without opening my mouth. Like, I'm always like. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Like, why do you try to open your mouth?
We're trying to get our eye. We're trying to get our eyeball bigger.
Yeah, I guess
they should have it like something that helps it. You just
a little like speculum, like the things they put in you at the gyno.
Yeah, and then
to hold your eye open.
But that's just like one extra step.
I'm not putting that on my eye.
I was gonna say like I can't even do the eyelash curler. That freaks me out.
Oh, I do that every day, and I put it in my boobs.
Why'd you put it in your boobs? What are we doing?
Okay.
Is there something I need to learn?
This is my routine with my eyelashes.
Okay.
So I take the eyelash curler and I put it in my bra on my side boob. And I do my whole makeup while it's in there. And then I take it out and I squeeze my eyelashes and it's nice and warm. So it's like a heated curl.
You're that hot in there?
It gets warm. Go put metal in there and tell me what happens.
Oh my gosh.
And it's like a heated curl. And you know what's crazy? I should have invented this shit. I've been doing this since 2002.
How'd you know to do it?
I don't know. It just felt natural.
So you do have talents.
Right? I just figured like you heat your curls, right? I want this to curl better, so I would heat it. So then I put on my mascara and then I do another pass and then I'm done. But now I just saw recently, I'm sure it's been around for a while, but I just saw recently that they have a warm, like heated up curler.
Oh, they
eyelash
do?
curler.
I don't know why I've never used a curler. My lashes will look so much
better. Put it in your boobs and try it. I'm not kidding. I swear by it.
I don't even have an eyelash curler.
Oh, well, I'm going to get you one.
All right. I'll be a stocking stuffer.
Your eyelashes would look great with a curler. They'd probably
because they stick out. They actually, when I wear my glasses, they push up against my glasses.
They would probably
Which is why they're smudgy all
That's
the
not
time.
why they're smudgy. They're smudgy from your fingers. Those are not eyelash smudges.
Yes, they are. I don't ever touch my glasses with my fingers.
I don't know. I hate glasses too. They always... I hate glasses. I love them. I hate wearing contacts. But like, they're so inconvenient. I'm constantly cleaning them. That's another pet peeve of mine. Clean your damn glasses.
My friend is so funny. She carries around this little pouch in her purse. You'll be like having a conversation with her and she'll be like, and she'll like pull out this little mini spray and then the little wiper and she takes off her glasses and she's like, talking. I'm like watching her. I'm like, wow. I think I clean my glasses once every 3 years. I don't even notice.
I bought you.
I know. I lost half of them.
Eyelash cleaner. Well, I'll get you more.
I don't know.
I'll get you that and an eyelash curler.
All right. Set stocking stuffers. No smudgy glasses. Yeah. But I think it's kind of cute to have smudgy glasses. Like this person is so chaotic and they're lost in their world. They can't be bothered to clean it.
There's nothing cute about it.
That brought me to another thing. Hygiene is a pet peeve of mine. Like if you have nasty nails and mine.
Oh my God, really, don't come near me.
No, wait, not nasty as in like your knee into your nails and it's chipping off, which is what I did. But like the dirt underneath them. Like even when my kids have like shit underneath, I'm like, gross. And I like take my fingernail and I try to get it out. They're like, ow, like that's something, you can't see that. And you're gonna put that dirt in your mouth and get like pinworms or something? No.
You're obsessed with worms.
I know.
Okay, I don't like body odor.
Oh.
And I also don't like sweat. And John sweats, and I'm always like, "Oh my God!" I just
Trevor has
can't.
body odor.
I know we've talked about this,
but his mom said that he was like that since he was like 5 years old. She took him to the doctor. He had BO when he was 5.
I know. You know,
I wonder if that means something.
I mean, I get it too. Like, I get it if I don't, like,
I don't
have
have
to,
that
like,
bad body odor. I've used my hippie deodorant for like.
Oh, see, like I was gonna say, I
ever.
can't use the hippie deodorant.
Oh no, all my friends are like, Julie, I tried that shit for a week and I had to go back to like.
I use clinical strength. And like, I have to like, I will sometimes, like if I'm not showering, I will just wash my armpits.
Do you think it means you have like more like hormones or something?
I'm probably hormone filled.
You're probably like really horny all the time. So I think if you have BO, it means you're
horny?
a hornier person.
Maybe. And what, are you just never horny then?
No, I mean, I like all that
stuff.
So but maybe you're like to a 10 or something and I'm like an 8 or something. I don't know.
It's an interesting study.
I know.
But yeah, like John
sweats
a lot. I don't think
I'm bothered by it unless the sweat smells.
I don't want it dripping on me.
I don't want people that
like if we're working out, don't like hug me after.
Well, in the dance world, that's all we do. I give the girls hugs and they're like, I'm sorry, I'm sweating. I'm like, I don't care. Just bring it in.
Nope.
I can't. Wait a minute. We did hot yoga together.
Yeah, that's fine. Just don't touch me or be on top of me.
I'm definitely going to.
Like, I
can't wait. I'm going to like if we share a room together, I'm going to wrap myself around you.
When you're extra sweaty.
While I'm extra sweaty. And smack my lips in your face.
Oh my God.
You're going to love it.
It's so
Okay, so
bad.
that's something that's like messed up about me is that I like making people feel uncomfortable.
You know what is crazy though?
Like want to see their discomfort.
That's so weird. I know. You're going to be like some weird, like creepy murderer.
No, I don't need to do that. That takes too much effort.
Or not, no, you're going to do like, what is it? The BDS, no, what is that?
Oh no, I'm not
BDSM?
a dominatrix.
SM? What is it called?
I want someone to do the work for me. BDSM.
BDSM, right?
Yeah.
I would think
told
that you would
could
like
be
that.
the humiliator. You'd be the person talking to that person being like.
If I was going to choose, I would rather be
the submissive or the
submissive.
Oh, me too. Because I feel like the dominant has to do all the work, and I'm like lazy.
Right. Yeah. No, I don't.
I mean, I'm not lazy if you give me a couple vodkas or a glass of wine.
Right. Yeah, but like I don't know.
Give me my glass of white wine, and I'm all like, woo.
To be like that.
I follow this girl on TikTok. She said she had to post like kind of like what you did for like a year straight before it took off, but like all her stuff where she's not actually doing the act of anything on someone, it's just the image. She gets all dressed up and she uses different video clips to like, you know, talk about all her crazy shit that she would do to someone, and people love it. And it's cool too. And like the thing about BDSM, and I think the dominant gets a bad rep, but honestly, the dominant is someone that's giving you a gift. They're letting you surrender while they do something like
take over.
Yeah, where they took
maybe
over. Like, let's say
why.
if you're like,
maybe our mental load everywhere else is too much. I don't want to make more decisions.
Correct. And someone's taking all that away for you. Like let's say you're like a high-powered CEO of a company, you're fucking working so many hours, you just kind of want someone to like throw you and get and like just take it all away. So you make decisions all day and you just want to surrender. I mean, I'm sure there's different levels of like pain, but honestly, it's more of a. It's more
I don't
of
know
a,
if I
it's
want
more
pain.
Well, no, I know that's what, but I mean, like
some people
I think
do
it's
though.
More, yes, but the dominatrix, like I have a friend of mine that actually likes one, and like she would be like, today I want you to go barefoot for 3 days. Like he's like into the gas station and everything. She's like, yes. But like someone.
Do they get paid for that or just for fun?
No, they get paid for that.
Oh, I would do
that. But like
someone needs
that.
I hate shoes.
Someone needs that like shock value in their life. Like,
true.
This person that maybe works with like brain surgery or something like that.
Yeah,
that has, like, stressful job, and they want someone to tell
them what to do because they're always empowered.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I definitely wouldn't take it to like a pain level, but I know some people are into that. But I also feel like there's like, I don't know. There's like a whole nother, I'm like losing train of thought with it.
Give me an example. What do you mean? With the BDSM?
Oh, no. It was about what you just said on TikTok. So I follow this girl who, I think I told you this. I might have showed you it. She was like a waitress or a bartender or something. And then COVID happened and like everything shut down. And she was like, shit, I need to make money.
Yeah.
And she started doing like online fetish stuff. Mm-hmm. And she only specifically does fetishes, but she'll take like all these like it's so interesting like what people's fetishes are. Like she had one where they told her, go buy gummy bears. And I want you to put them in your mouth and you need to like drown one of them. And then you're going to take the other one and like put it in your pants. And
drown it?
Yeah.
How do you drown a gummy bear?
With water.
Oh.
She had to pretend that it was drowning.
Like he was dying in your mouth?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, and like she had to do all these different things, and every gummy bear had a different, and she has a script. Like they give you a script to follow.
I would do that. It's like acting.
I know. And then one of them wanted her to take apples and wear stilettos, like, and crush the apples.
I'm here for it.
And like talk dirty while she's crushing the apples. And I was like, that is incredible. You know what's so funny?
It's just acting. It's a service. Yeah. You're providing a service for someone, and you didn't have to do anything. It's all like mental.
And her parents are so proud of her, and she always posts videos of them, and they're like, this is it. Like, you can live anywhere you want now and do anything. You found the freedom, and like they're so proud. They take mushrooms every Sunday.
The family?
The parents.
Oh.
Every Sunday, only on Sundays. They take mushrooms, and they go trip out and do different things.
Well, I guess they would be parents that said, like, I'm proud of you or whatever.
Well, apparently they weren't always like that. They actually got divorced twice. And they hated each other, came back together. And
like, the mushrooms.
Yeah. And now they like
peace and love
just live life. He has like blue hair. Like, it's hysterical. I love her. You have to follow her. It's so funny.
I'm definitely excited to do that.
And I love that she's older too. She's like almost 40.
Right.
So it's not like this like, yeah, it's not like this. And she's beautiful. Like,
listen, but there's something to be said about people like this older, like even like older than me, like 45 and up, like, I guess there's something, and I'm not just saying that because I'm a woman and getting older, but there's something sexy about a woman that like knows exactly what she wants and what she likes and like doesn't care as much about what other people think and all that kind of stuff. I think that that's probably maybe why she was successful.
Yeah, and she probably stopped
caring. You're like kind of more established when you're older.
Like, I definitely cared more about
like
everything when I was younger.
And you're not like forgetting and like you're like a mature enough and wise enough to know I need X amount of dollars. I'm not that like younger people can't do that, but there's not as much as at stake, I think, when you're younger.
I think you're still on that ride of like, you don't know yourself fully yet. You're still figuring. I mean, I don't know if I'll ever know myself. I feel like I was
going to say, like, in these last years, like, I feel like I once again, don't really know who I am again.
I'm scared of aging now. And I don't want to be. I know, but I don't want to be. I want to be that person that's like, because I know it's like a gift to age, right? Like you're lucky, but like I'm definitely scared of aging. Do you think that has something to do with having children young, like being a young mom, so that you're scared of aging? And do you think that has something to do with it? So I think me being a young mom has caused me to be, I don't know that I'd be as like impulsive maybe. If I wasn't like that idea of like, I am trying to somewhat like live out my 20s and 30s.
Yeah.
But like, I also am a mom, so I have to find that balance. Like, I can't just like do whatever I want to do. Yeah. But like, you know, like within reason. But I don't know. I think my fear of aging, maybe my identity, so much of my identity was in being a younger mom. Like there was a point where I'd tell people I was a mom and they were like, what? Now it's kind of like, yeah, of course you are. You know, like, like that's weird. But I think I've always had a fear of aging.
But why? Is it because your grandma or whatever that said make sure you do everything you need to do?
No. That's a fear of I've always had. Okay. That's more than my fear of aging. I have a slight fear of aging. I have a big fear of regrets. That's totally different.
But we learned something from regret, right?
A regret of not doing stuff. I never, ever, obviously you're not going to be able to do everything you want, right? Yeah. But like, I'm scared of not doing things that I want to do and then finding out I have cancer and I'm dying in 3 months or like.
So it could be like where you work too, that you're constantly
I see a lot of that. Yeah.
And I think that I'm like oblivious.
But I think I've always been like that. Like I remember, and maybe it's just like things I've seen, but like I remember when we were younger, one of my best friend's dad got brain cancer. We were like 7. Yeah. I think we were 10 when he died. And he didn't know who she was by the end of it. Like, it was horrible to watch. But, like, I remember thinking that, like, I don't know, like, he was so young. Like, he was in his 40s, you know? And, like, he had a young kid. Like, and I remember at that age being like, why do people die at that age? You know, like, I just always have been scared of that. And, like, it's not a fear of death. It's a fear of not doing things before that death or a fear of not living my life the way I wanted. Like, I like people like you. Say, like, a lot of patients that I've had all say that. Like,
that's what I mean. You're constantly getting fed that information. You're constantly dealing with people that are sick. You're constantly dealing with people that talk to you about how like they wish they would have been better with their families or regret or that they didn't do things. And so, but then you said it was also because when you're young too. Well, why do you think the fear of age thing is then?
I think the aging's superficial, right? I think I'm scared of.
Well, me too. I'm doing like everything to prevent it.
Yeah. I think as society and as women specifically, I do think that most of us are programmed to be scared of aging.
Think of, I was sitting there, I was in the bathroom, and I thought, what if like our society just from the get-go, like we've never had mirrors. I wonder what...
Or cameras or anything.
Yeah, like if we didn't know what we looked like.
That'd be weird.
It would be weird.
You'd see your reflection somewhere.
Yeah, but not the way that we see it.
Where every day you're seeing it.
Like we all go to the mirror to get ready. What would we be doing if we didn't have that get ready mirror? Or staring at ourselves?
I don't think it's the mirror. I don't think it's a self thing. I think it's a comparison. I'll give you the perfect example. A huge trend on TikTok is like how people will be like, oh, I'm like 36, but everyone says they're like 26. Or someone will post a video and people will be like, oh my God, you look so much older than you are for your age. I think we have such a skewed view of ages right now. I just feel like we are constantly seeing people who have plastic surgery, who have Botox, who have filler. We don't even know what does 30 look like anymore.
My mom said that. She goes, I feel sorry for these kids. They actually don't know what their parents look like at what a natural 50-year-old or 40-year-old or 30-year-old would be because everyone's fucking their faces up.
And I will say, I think we've gotten better with exercise, diet. We don't smoke, most of us.
Yeah.
And I think we do look younger than the previous. Like if you look at, think about the Golden Girls. Those women were, right? You know who I'm talking about, like the Golden Girls show? Those women were not old. Those women were in their 50s.
What?
Yes. Let's look up. I'm pretty sure that they were in their 50s.
Damn. Oh, well, whatever. I mean.
But the point is like, that's what women used to look like. They cut their hair short. They dress modestly. Yeah. And it gave you this view back then that they were older. So I think now our generation is like, I'm like, that's 40 something. Like you know what I mean? Like it doesn't make sense in my head. Cause I'm like,
Yeah.
If you compare the Sex and the, okay, I do know this for a fact. Sex and the City characters were the same age as the Golden Girls characters at filming.
Wow.
Yes. But
wait, who would you be if you were the Sex and the City character? Like who, did you ever watch it?
I did. I didn't watch it religiously, but I've watched enough that I know their characters. I don't know.
Mostly. You're definitely not Charlotte.
I know. I was going to say I don't think her, but I also am not, I don't know. Who would you have been?
We could be a blend of two.
So maybe Carrie and... Maybe
Carrie and Miranda, maybe. A little bit, only because she's got that New Yorker
a little bit
edge.
like type A, yeah.
Even though you're nothing like Miranda, I just think that like you're clever and like you're funny, like you have quick things to say, like she does.
Yeah, I didn't watch it enough to fully know it.
I think I'm a blend of Carrie and Samantha.
Yeah,
not because Samantha is.
She's a little bit more like free and.
I was gonna say like I like that she tried to break like a lot of social norms.
Yeah.
Programming that I feel like is my main mission. And Trevor's like, why do you do this?
But like they were hot.
Yeah.
They were hot. I
kind of want to be like that. I kind of want to dress up and like romp around town.
Me too.
But like, I also don't want to effort. Is there like a middle ground that we can do? Efforting?
Okay, so like, yeah, like they were all in there.
Who? Golden Girls or Sex and the Cities?
Golden Girl ages at filming.
Dun, dun, dun. I mean, I do know that like the oldest one had to wear a wig, right?
Yeah.
That's the only thing I know about the Golden Girls. There's like major Golden Girl fans out there. Why do you think that is?
What? Major Gold? It was like wholesome, I feel like.
Wholesome?
Yeah. I think there's
or their character, like, because they had each were a character, kind of like Sex and the City, how we love Sex and the City, because each one had
like they were in their 50s. Like Blanche was 53. Like I always thought she was like 70 or like late 60s.
Me too. When I think Golden Girls, I think 70.
Yes. They weren't. Some of them were, but most of them were in their 50s.
So what do we do about this? What do we do?
And then I look at my mom. Okay, so my mom was the same age as Blanche, and I'm like, they look totally different.
Your mom's always looked
totally different.
But like, what do we do about this gap between letting ourselves age and not be scared of it, but also wanting to be like sexy?
I think that we have to not take it as an insult if we look our age. Like, I think I'm scared to look my age, but I look my age
because
and that's okay.
None of us look our age because we're all doing shit to prevent it, right?
But we do. We look our age with Botox, or we look our age with, like, no one's going to mistake me as a 20-year-old. You know what I mean? Like, that's...
I do.
No. Realistically, no one's going to mistake me with a 20-year-old. Like, and I'll tell you what, in my head, though, there was always a point where I was like, I don't look different than I did at 27, 28, right? Like, I feel like there's like a point where you're like, okay, like I don't look that different from them. But then I'll go to like a bar, or where was I the other day? And I was like, oh my God, like those early 20s, like the girls in their early 20s, like they look like babies. They do. Babies. Like they are like, there's no smile lines. Like there's no, it's just different because I'll look at them and be like, I don't really have too many wrinkles.
They look,
but theirs is like, fuller. It's different.
I know. They have like baby fat or something still. It's like all plump.
Well,
and they also look like the filter that you use like on. Like,
yes, a blur.
Yeah, like a blur. It's like all nothing is.
Yes.
Whatever.
But I do think that they are looking older because of how they do their makeup.
Something. They probably wear less makeup. They don't have to wear makeup.
I don't know. I just feel like they look older too.
It's like you and Kate, like when you guys say you work like your long shift, and you're like, I haven't slept like yet tonight. And I'm like, I would look like a hag. Like I had to wake up and put like under eye patches and like roll and like get my mind ready and wash my face to even look somewhat like
because you become more hollow as you age. That's what changes, is you lose the fat, which is why I think it's funny that buccal fat remover thing has become a trend. They're making themselves look older. That's the part. The buccal fat is what goes.
Why did someone take the fat away from your face?
Because they want that look. You know, like that indent look where we do it with the bronzer. Okay. But the thing is like the buccal fat, that is what ages you. Like as you get older, you lose that buccal fat.
Absolutely. When you're older, like some of the women I teach at my fitness class, if they like lose a lot of weight, I'm like, you look much older now because you look gaunt and like it doesn't look good. Like,
that's what everyone was calling the Ozempic face.
I want to add fat to me, like look younger, like I was 20. Like let's just
that is what changes.
Plump it up.
Yeah, that is what changes. So I think that we've been fed, you know, since we were little, right? Especially like when we were younger, like magazines were huge. I used to always go through magazines. Yeah. And like, I feel like it was constant anti-aging.
Like anti-aging creams were always
Like
a cream can do anything.
I know.
How funny is that we would spend, or not me, but like, cause it was like an older generation, they would do everything for the creams. And now we're like, fuck all that. It's fillers and Botox.
Way quicker results. I don't have time for creams.
Yeah, I don't either. They don't really work, right? Do you have like a facial regimen?
No, but I want to, and I feel like I still feel very in motherhood. Like I don't have a lot of time for myself in that sense. Like, I mean, I'm kind of on the cusp, but like, you know, like Jack the other day ran around naked with paint all over his body, got it all over our countertops. I'm still in destructive phase. Like I can't keep my eyes off of him for too long.
Remember that one time we came over and he like peed underneath the sink or something?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, whoa, I forgot about that.
Like, so they all need me to still lay with them at night and like do stuff. Like I don't have a night routine because they have a night routine.
Absolutely.
So I feel like
that's why I take my bath at night after everyone's asleep.
Right.
It's like literally my time to go.
And that's the thing. I have to wait for them to go to bed. But then at that point, half the time I'm sleepy and I'm tired.
So sleepy.
And I'm not willing to get up just to care for myself.
Oh, me either. The nighttime is literally anything after 9 p.m. You might as well just like not.
It's so hard.
Although you're a little bit of a night owl, right? You can get some things done.
I tend to go to sleep early if I'm not working. I tend to fall asleep usually as I'm getting the kids to sleep, to be honest.
How do you ever get like a regular sleep routine?
Well, and that's what I was gonna say, but like I do sometimes, if I know that I have a lot to do, I'll be anxious a little bit, and like if I wake up and it's like 2 or 3 a.m., I will sometimes get out of bed and go do stuff.
That sounds like death to me.
Yeah, I will sometimes do that.
I'll
just be like, whatever, I'll feel like shit tomorrow, but at least everything will be done. But it's because I'm in this phase of I can't get anything done. Yeah. My kids destroy my house before I can even clean it. Like Jack, if I clean one room, Jack has just destroyed the other room. Mm-hmm. So I don't have time for a cream routine.
But still, like I'm a little more selfish. I won't say I'll just feel like death tomorrow, but I'll get this done. Like I'd rather get my sleep and just be somehow rushed and like run around like a maniac from like 7 a.m. to like 9 p.m. and I won't stop.
Yeah.
I won't stop. I'll barely eat, but I'll be doing the laundry and like shoving like my lunch in mouth and like I won't stop, but I need the sleep for me to be able to do that. I guess everyone's different in their strategies.
I feel okay with like, it's the only time I could like watch a show without being interrupted. I'll sometimes like turn on the TV and turn on some like show that I want to watch, and I'll like do the dishes and straighten up.
You'll watch a show?
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry. Like that sounds magical.
Sometimes I'll do that. I'll like turn on the TV and I'll watch a show, and I'll just, to me, I'd rather, whatever, at least I got a good night in and I was productive. I watched a show, I did some stuff, and then I'll go back to bed at 5 a.m. and I'll wake up at 7 and just deal with it.
Oh my God. You're so much better at just like dealing with it.
I'll just deal with it. I just go with the flow.
I would be not a good person to my whole household if that happened.
Yeah. But bringing it back to where we were talking about. So I don't feel I have a time for a routine. I'm trying to get better with my retinol regimen. I'm trying to implement it.
Do you think retinol is really that good for your skin? It always makes mine like peel and dry.
That's the point. You have to get over that hump. It's peel and dry, and it takes off layers of your skin, and it brings out the good layers. I mean, I've seen a difference in Katie's skin night and day. She used to have such, like,
now I have to go get retinol?
Retinol's incredible, but like true retinol, like prescription retinol. Like she writes my prescription, and I pick it up at the pharmacy.
Okay.
And I will say my friend worked at a derm office back in New York for years, and she used to say that she could absolutely tell the 40-year-olds who did retinol and the 40-year-olds who never did retinol. Like she was like, it was night and day.
Well, I'm going to go get retinol now.
But it's annoying because you do dry out and you do flake and you do get gross. And I always stop myself because of that, because I hate that feeling, because I have dry skin. I don't have any oil.
Yeah.
No oil.
Really? Then how do you, I feel like people that have, remember we were talking about BO, I feel like they're the ones that would have like oily skin.
Oh, I don't sweat. I mean, I do, but I don't sweat a lot. It takes a lot of exercise for me to start sweating. I could still smell though. It's not just the sweat. Like John sweats, but he doesn't really smell, where I don't really sweat, but I can smell.
It's like opposite.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird how we're all different like that?
It is weird. Humans.
Humans.
But yeah, I want to start using that. Do you have any regrets? Speaking of regrets, do you have any regrets in life?
Oh man, I wasn't ready for that question. Regrets.
What
Just
regrets?
my regret on wanting to be my Las Vegas cage call dancer.
So, okay, I agree with you. My regrets are more of things I didn't do, not things I did do. I don't think I'll ever regret something I did do.
Oh yeah. Hold on. I felt like I heard this somewhere that said like, I think we're all conditioned to think that we need to say, oh, I wouldn't regret, because I always say this to people, when people are like, do you have any regrets? I'm like, no, everything brought me to where I need to be. Mm-hmm. But like, I wonder if that's like some weird delusion. We don't want to admit that we did something wrong.
Everyone has a fear of regrets.
Yeah.
Well, I heard that they polled younger people and older people. Younger people regretted things they did do. Older people regretted things they didn't do. And I think that has to do with aging, because you feel like you're running out of time at the end.
Yeah.
But I agree with that. Like, I don't regret anything I've done because it's led me where I am. But how can I say that? Because I don't know what the other way would have been.
Yeah.
What if I did make 3 different choices and I was living a totally different life? I'm sure I'd say the same thing.
Absolutely. And here's another, like, if you want to zoom out from that, I believe in like dimensions, and I believe like we're like in the 3rd dimension. This is like really like basic plane. And if you get into the different dimensions, you've actually already thought everything you've thought, and you've already lived every angle of the life you're living now. It's already happened and come and gone. So it's like time is an illusion, and like you've already done it.
My brain can't concept, like
mine can't concept happen either, but like it's already happened. And so like
that just makes me feel like I can't change anything, and I don't like that. That doesn't make me
change
feel
anything.
Like like fate, like final destination shit, like whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen.
I think whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. Like,
you don't think that you can make a choice that changes any of that?
We all have free will, so yes. But I think when you come into this life, there's like a lesson to learn, or a few. And if you kind of take a detour, it'll come back to you in a different way. At some point, and or your next lifetime, you'll come back and have to do it in a different way.
Yeah.
So, but I don't think anything is like, oh, if I don't take that journey and I did the detour, everything's wrong or anything. I just think that like there's a plan usually sort of in place, but you have free will to kind of mess around with it.
Yeah. Well,
and so for that very reason, I don't have regret. I think that life is like a billion different roads, and you just decide to take one.
Okay. Well, let's talk in the sense of like, let's not call it regret then.
Okay.
Even though it is.
Because there's that word with a negative connotation.
Yeah, it's not a negative connotation though. I don't think regret has to be negative. It could just be like, what is something that you wish you would have done or wish you didn't do? Like if you could go back in time, would there be any changes you would have made? Just pretend you'll always end up here, okay?
I guess I have a few if I'm going to speak like really loosey-goosey. Yeah. I would have like not done college.
Okay.
And I would have maybe gone to like a dance school and an art school. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, would have definitely done all those like artsy creative things that I wanted to do, like just travel as a dancer. Like we talked about, like would have gone to like some cool nightclub and been one of those like cage dancers.
I think you should still try to do that.
Not have had long-term boyfriends that like wanted me to like not be me. They just couldn't.
Waste of time, waste of space.
Yeah, I think that's about it. I'm thinking.
What about as a parent, like as a mom? Do you have anything you would have done differently?
Yeah, I would have started over. I think I'm doing better at like listening to them, coming down to their level, talking to them longer in their bed, asking them more questions than when they're littles and survival. I did not have
survival mode versus like
this
cherishing time mode.
Yeah, like no, it bothers me, but like a lot of people when I first had like children, to me I mourned a single life because I had children later in life and I got married later in life than what most of my friends did. So
which is so funny because your age that you did all that is so the norm.
It's so the norm now, but yeah, like so I had a really good time and all that came to a halt when I had babies and all the things that I hate doing, like sitting still and not being able to have any of my creative outlets because my time, it really did a number on me for like a good 3 years. So children, babies and stuff wasn't easy for me. So wait, what was the question again? Oh, well, what I would have done with them differently. So I think that I was like, not as warm as compassion and understanding and did not know much about how kids worked and how like everything I did, like instead of like, saying, if you don't do this, you've got to do this. Or I'd threaten them more like, all right, you guys, we're just not going to get our iPads in tonight or whatever.
I think that's a universal mom experience though.
I feel bad about it.
I know, and I get it because I do too, but like, I think that's a universal experience no matter what age you had kids. Like, I think that that's just becoming a mom and going from 0 to 1 is, I think, always the hardest because your identity is shifting.
Yeah.
You go into the hospital as one person and you come out of the hospital as a totally different identity. Yeah. That's crazy.
It is crazy.
Like your entire life has changed. Like all of a sudden your boobs are making milk and like your body's like not yours anymore. Like
I felt like a cow.
Yeah, you become a different person. So I think that's like universal. I agree. And it's like a learning curve. Like I think I was a better mom, unfortunately, to Violet and Jack.
That's what I was going to say is that I felt like I was real hard on Styles about certain things.
But then I look at Lily and I was like, wow, you're so good. Maybe I should have been that hard stuff.
I was going to say, but then he's a good, like, disciplined kid and Freya's opposite. I feel like with Freya, too, I was crankier and, like, things, too, about, like, her wanting to eat all that shit. I'm like, why are you eating all this crap? Like, now I word things differently.
Yeah.
I wish I would have done that earlier. I don't know if I, like, fucked them up and now they're going to be a certain way just because those younger years and how much they really, like, hold on to some of those things.
But you're also right in the sense of you're in, oh my God, I'm burping. You're in survival mode. You want me to burp louder so you can hear it?
Yeah.
You're in survival mode and your personality is different in survival mode. Me and John fought more in that survival mode. Like
that was like almost the end of Trevor and I. Like baby, newborn stuff, like baby and not, again, I'm not good with no sleeping. So like that was hard for us.
Yes.
Like, up until 4 years old, like those years are so hard.
They are hard.
But no, but some people thrive. They love it.
I mean, I think there's an in-between. I love it, but they're hard. I will say by the time we had Jack, our mindset shifted and we would both say that Jack was our easiest newborn and not because of him, because of our mental space. We were taking turns. We weren't both up all the time. We would let each other sleep. It wasn't a competition anymore. Like, I got less sleep than you. Like, it was just like, we were both like really respectful of each other's sleep and we both let each other have it. And we both, I don't know. It was just like different. We knew it was going to go so fast. Like he used to be like, oh, I'm excited to watch a movie tonight when Jack wakes up. Like all of a sudden it was just like, we'd look forward to like, okay, let's talk about the time that we never had just Jack. We had 2 other kids running around. It was time to like enjoy that bond. So I will say, I think mindset's everything, but I think it takes time to learn that. And they always say, right, like your first is the one that you grew up with. And then the second and third gets like more of like the healed version of you, unfortunately.
That's true. And I also feel like I wish I could have been better. It's weird. It's like on some things with Callie, who's my stepdaughter, I was like really in it. Like we'd have like Valentine parties. Her birthdays were off the chain. I'd like stay up because I had no other kids, right?
Right.
So I'd stay up and I also wanted to impress her as a stepmom. So I like gave her my like all, but then when the kids came, it was less time to her. And so there's definitely regret somewhere in there of not trying to make those years more special, but then when she was the first kid, everything was dedicated to her, all grandparents, all presents, all holidays, and like all my time and attention.
We're all like humans.
I
know.
Like
we're all going to make those mistakes. And I think that, the whole like healing, there's like this whole movement now, I feel like, of like, you can cut your parents off and heal and like all this stuff. And I think that's great. Like, I don't think family has to be family if they treat you shitty, but I also think we have to have a little compassion for people being people and making mistakes. Like, I'm not talking about the extreme circumstances or the people who can't say sorry. I think that's fucked up. Like, tell your kids you're sorry if you messed up. But like,
that's also something I want to teach my children is like, I don't think anybody ever told me that saying sorry is like, or like acknowledging all that. I wasn't taught that. My parents were really that good at it. Like,
I don't think a lot of parents were good at that. Like, you don't admit you're sorry. And same with like the do as I say, not as I do, like all that. But like, you know, I also feel like our kids hopefully can forgive us for mistakes and we can forgive ourselves, because at the end of the day, like, this was our first day doing it as a mom too. Like, it wasn't, you know, like, we're all learning and improving and growing. And I think as long as you're willing to improve and grow and listen to other people and apologize for things, like, that's all you can do. We're going to fuck up.
I know. We're definitely going to fuck up. I guess it's a little bit of my fear too, is to have fucked up and now for some reason they have like an issue for the rest of their life. 'Cause like, we all can like pull things from our childhood and say like, oh yeah, like this happened from my parent.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah. There definitely has to be like a level of forgiveness there. But I would say that I have like almost the opposite like regret, or like if I was to go back, like things that you were saying, like you.
Oh yeah. What were your regrets? Sorry, you asked me, but what were yours?
Well, you were saying like you mourned your single life because you lived it for so long. I would say if I was going to go back, I guess question and wonder, well, what would have happened had I not gotten pregnant so young? Like, what if I did have my 20s? Like, what would that have looked like? It's interesting because I don't know. I really don't. I mean, I will say that by the time I had Lily, so I found out I was pregnant, I was like 22. And I did a lot of partying already, and I did a lot of that. Like, I actually feel like I was on the cusp of, like, not that I wasn't, I was still going out all the time and stuff, but I feel like I was on the cusp of, like, I wonder where I would have gone. Like, would I have started to I never, like, traveled or anything. Would I have started to, like, want that? Would I have started to, like, I don't know, like, would I have gone into, I was going to go back to grad school and stuff. Like, would I have done that? Would I have, like, I don't know. So I guess it's not a regret, but more of, like, a question of, like, I wonder what that route would have looked like.
Yeah.
And then regrets, I definitely, and with that being said, I would have probably tried to go abroad for college.
Okay.
I would have, or traveled of some sort. I would have definitely, like, I would say that I cared a lot what people thought, including not even so much friends, but more so like my family. And I felt like college.
Me too. That's why I went to college and I got that marketing job right out of college, and I had all my internships, and I wanted to be such an independent, like, boss bitch, strong, career-oriented female. My mom is, and all my friends were, and that definitely set me on a different trajectory when I not should have known, but I know now. Like, I wish I could go back to, like, my 17-year-old self and be like, it's okay. You're going to have, like, a bunch of cute little cool, like, funky jobs, and, like, you're going to be happy. And, like, just because you didn't get that amazing, like, 9-to-5 career that, like, some of your friends did. And I think they're great. Their lives are great too. They're able to afford, like, amazing things and stuff.
Absolutely.
But, like, I wish I can go back and tell myself, like, your worth was not defined in that like, way.
Well, I just feel like with our generation, I mean, I know at least for, like, me growing up, and especially I think in New York, I really think that New York was a whole different ball game.
It is.
It's like
what
boss babe to an extreme. Like,
oh, I know.
You should have, like, your like, do everything. And I feel like it wasn't even a question. Like, I remember our guidance counselors, it wasn't, are you going to college? It was, where are you going to college? And they had a whole board of everyone that had to write where they were going to college. And people would, like, be like, you're going to Suffolk, which is a community college there. Like, that wasn't you wanted to go to, like, a good private school, and everyone should go away, and
ours too.
All this stuff, you know? So I'm like, I don't even think I had a second to debate if I was going to college, which is funny because I have two non-college educated parents.
Yeah.
Like, neither of my parents went to college. Like,
right. It was just like your environment.
Right. But, like,
or, like, no one ever said, like, why don't you take 2 years off and travel? Because that's what you love to do.
I know. And, like, no one
Bust
ever
your ass
said
working and save money and travel.
Yeah.
And then,
like, at 18,
I was deciding
what they
want to do at 18. I know some people do.
Some people do, and I think if you do, that's great.
Me too.
I mean,
do it. Like,
I had a friend who knew she wanted to be a nurse in high school, and that girl went to like the trade version of it because she did her LPN. So that's not like a normal degree. It's like a trade. So she went to it right out of high school. She was done in 1 year. She has been a nurse now since she was 19 years old. She's 34 now. She's the only one of my friends. She's not married. She doesn't have kids, but she bought her own house at like 24.
Right.
Like, we were all like, what? Like,
I know. So like, maybe even like just financial knowledge though too. Like, or education.
But I'm saying she came out of it with no debt. Her trade school probably cost her a few $1,000s. Yeah. No debt. She knew it. So, like, there's something to be said if you know what you want to go after it. Yeah. Like, there's no reason. But I think that if you're on the fence, if you don't know, we shouldn't be thrown into, like, well, just go to college and figure it out as you go. That is, like, taking on a massive debt. And you know what's funny? No one blinks an eye at you taking out at 17, 18, 19 years old $100,000 of debt. Now, if you turn around and said you were going to take out a $100,000 loan and go live your life, people would be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh, yeah. They're like lazy, not focused, doesn't know what they want to do. It's
like we can go into debt over education, but we can't go into debt on any other.
The system's fucked. That's what I think.
And again, I value the education. I think that there are certain jobs you can't have without the education.
I know, me too.
I think that...
And I love a go-getter. I love someone that's like knows what they want. And we need people like that. They're the ones that like help us, like the psychiatrists or whatever, the lawyers and whatever, the people that, engineers and stuff that have it. Yeah. But I also have a friend that lived his life, and he lived as like a surf instructor or something on like, in like the Bahamas, or not Bahamas, it was like somewhere nicer, one of those islands, and like came back at 31 and then put himself through medical school and now is a surgeon and stuff. So like you don't have to do it.
We don't hear enough of those stories probably, but I think it's because people are scared to do it. Like I would have been very scared to not go into college. And I will say, like, I even had that mindset up until a couple of years ago. Like even when I went to, so I got my degree and then I got pregnant and we had kids. So I never went to grad school or did anything where I couldn't do anything with my degree. And then I waitressed or whatever, and I always was ashamed of that. Like, I wasn't ashamed of waitressing during college, but I was ashamed as a mom waitressing. Like, I felt like almost like, are people looking down on me? Like, I remember being pregnant and waitressing and being, like, embarrassed by it. Like, I felt like people were, like, judging me for it.
Really?
Yes,
not 100%. Me. I was like, I'm making probably more money than you in 4 hours.
I was definitely getting really good tips, and I was making good money, but, like, so many of my friends were starting to get, like, real careers, you know?
Real jobs.
Yeah,
but
real big girl
jobs. I hate that because I think serving is a real job. Once again,
it's like, looking back now, I'm like, I would serve again in a heartbeat. I made great money. I enjoyed it.
I need a nanny, and then I'll go serve.
Yeah, like, it was great.
I loved it.
Me too.
I love that every single night was different.
Yes.
And I love there's a whole, like, do you follow where we were, the Bitchy Waiter? It's amazing. He talks about all the shit, like the walk-in, annoying customers. I follow this one that just skits. Shit that happens, like, you know, in the back of the house.
Yeah, it's
and
so
like
true.
all the wording, like behind and like in the weeds. Like,
I
actually still have dreams that I'm in the weeds. Like that, like 10 tables came in, and I couldn't get to them.
I loved it. But there was definitely a little point where I was embarrassed by it or whatever. And then I decided to go back to school for nursing. I kind of always wanted to go into healthcare. And even then, like, I graduated and I got my job, and immediately I was like, I guess I have to go back to school to get my BSN and my MSN and all this stuff. And I did my BSN online, which put me in more debt. And then I started my MSN, and like halfway through, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I don't want to do anything more. Like, like this job is tolling and hard. I don't need to become an MP. Like, why do I feel like I have to like level up? Like, why is that? They don't make more money half the time. It's a lot more liability, and it's not something I have a passion for.
We should look at broadly. Why do we always feel like we have to level up?
I don't know.
In everything that we are doing.
Stop that one. There's a little red button. I think right here.
Oh my God, what just cracked?
I don't know. I'm old. Things crack.
Oh, I forgot. Thanks for listening. Make sure to follow and subscribe so you can tune in next week.